Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having a great start to your Wednesday morning. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. I am using the TD Ameritrade Think or Swim platform for all those that are going to be asking. It's a platform that I use. It's not the one that you have to use, and there's so many different ones out there that you can become more familiar with. All you have to do is Google it. So what I want to talk about in this video is I want to talk about the top 3 stocks or ETFs, right, that I see currently trending up. This doesn't mean that these are in any way any stock suggestions. Actually, I think that the 2 out of the 3 that I'm going to talk about, yes, they're actively trending up, but I see them to be extremely on the overbought side. And feel free to share your opinion of what you think. Again, I don't like to trade against the overall direction of something, but I'm watching DWT right now, and the reason that I'm watching it is we'll look at which is the inverse ETF of UWT. So /CL, there's no question if you guys have been watching it closely, especially if we look at the 180-day chart and how it's been absolutely killing it. It's been showing signs of a very consistent uptrend pattern. As of today, I mean, it showed signs of, it was actively trending up, it was consolidating, and it made sense on why it could begin to pull back down to the SMA line. It's done the exact opposite. It broke below the EMA line and then recently, like literally within the past 10 minutes, shot up. Right now, I would say that we're at a critical point for /CL for this thing to potentially break below the EMA line. Right now, yes, we are below it, but it's not making lower lows. And can it pull back all the way down to the middle VWAP? That's something that we have to wait out and see. Yes, it is actively trending up, and yes, it can continue to uptrend. But again, a huge focus. I like to have 3 things that I focus on, and again, please note them down if this is the first time you're hearing them. I like to invest in patterns that are showing signs of growth. I like to make sure that I understand the pattern that I'm investing in. So what I mean by that is a perfect example is, what was it, /, it was actually UWT. UWT did a beautiful job trending in between the EMA line and the top VWAP. That's a consistent pattern that allows me to determine when's a good time to buy, when's a good time to sell, when's a good time to buy, when's a good time to sell. And when it begins to break below the EMA line, or like we're seeing right now, when it breaks below it, and if it begins to make lower lows, then that is called a break of pattern, and it makes sense on maybe why I want to stay away from UWT. The last thing that I want to talk about is that UWT is super overbought. And yes, it is actively trending up, and yes, it does have a consistent pattern, but it's like the example that we like to give with the iPhone. If you buy and sell iPhones and you sell them for $500, is it worth to buy an iPhone for $495 to sell it for $500? It might be worth it to some people, it might not be worth it to others. And what I mean by that is the opportunity cost worth it? Is the margin of profit worth the risk that stock specifically offers? That's something that you have to decide. One of the things that I've been noticing, as we saw within this area, is that there was this MACD divergence where it was showing signs of it potentially peaking out and potentially reversing, and then all of a sudden just popped right up and continued to uptrend. It's doing the same thing right now where the MACD is descending, but the pattern is not following. So if we continue to see this, we will most likely see that UWT will continue to rally. Again, this is the one that's actively trending up, but I'm waiting like I don't know what's an animal that preys on others, like a lion or a tiger, right? To see if DWT, which is the inverse ETF, begins to show signs of an uptrend. If this is the case, then I mean the margin of profit in my eyes seems to be worth it. But I do want to remind you that there's a huge form of risk investing in patterns that are trending down, and there's no question that based off of yesterday's patterns and today's patterns, DWT was showing signs of a downtrend, but it sold off so aggressively today that I think that it does have the potential to continue to uptrend. So again, I just want to share that one with you. The next one that I wanted to move on into is /NG and natural gas. Right now, we did see a really nice drop below the middle VWAP. I don't know how many of you guys have been feeling this way, but DGAS and UGAS have been super slow. As of right now, natural gas was showing signs of an uptrend, and right as soon as the market opened, literally I traded live with the Learn Plan Profit group, and it was one of the slowest just kind of movements that we saw of this thing kind of just consolidate. The movement and the margin between UGAS and DGAS just was not there. Yes, natural gas right now and UGAS did have a nice little pullback, but again, after that, what's next? It did have a nice little push up, but now it's a little bit more on the overextended side. And I'm just struggling to identify directions. Again, there's 3 things that I like to focus on: opportunity cost, patterns, and directions. And I'm struggling to identify what's actively trending up and what's actively trending down. And because of that, I feel less comfortable and confident to trade natural gas. If any of you guys have been feeling that way, again, it's a huge just understanding that you have to have that, like every single like commodity, especially like these ETFs and ETNs, have their kind of like season, right, where they do very well, where the volatility is there and when the direction is clear. Right now I feel like natural gas is doing a lot of consolidations and the patterns have become very inconsistent, and because of that I feel less motivated to take advantage of these so-called opportunities because it's more difficult to identify where they're going to be headed. So again, I just want to share that with you guys as well. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about is /GC. This is gold, right? Gold did a beautiful job showing signs of an uptrend yesterday. If you guys follow something like JNUG, right, it did an amazing job. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it cleared over 11% growth today. Yes, JNUG is still uptrending, but look at this. On the 20-day 1 hour chart, it's a little bit more on the overbought side, and on the 180-day chart, definitely a little bit more on the overbought side. Look at this progression and the way that it moves. Yes, it is uptrending, but just like we gave you the example for /CL and UWT, is it still worth being a part of when something is so overbought? If it is and it's worth it for a day trade, then as long as you manage your risk, then it makes sense. But again, a lot of people might consider the idea of potentially swing trading these, and I just want you guys to become aware, at least present the idea that when something is so overbought and so overextended, it can be due for a pullback, and I would just hate for you guys to swing trade something just because your day trade did not play according to your plan. And there we go. The divergence hits again for /CL. I don't know if you guys could see that, but for /CL, we can go on the 1 day, 1 minute chart and see that it bounced off that EMA line. The MACD is now starting to reverse, and it looks like it might continue to push up. So again, I just want to talk about 3 things that were actively trending up and give you my opinion about them. Again, just because something is actively trending up does not mean it's the best deal, because the margin of profit might not outweigh the margin of risk, and that's something that you guys will all experience as time goes on. So I did want to invite you guys, if it's okay, we have this free live trading session tomorrow. I leave to China on Friday, so I'm not going to be going live on Friday. But if you guys want to be able to watch me trade live, click that first link in the description. It's absolutely for free. We're going to send you a reminder by tonight. But pretty much what this live stream is going to do, we actually just have to refresh this. What this live stream is going to do is, you just save your spot. It's absolutely for free. You enter your name, you enter your email, click the send to messenger, and then click yes, save my spot. We'll send you, the reason that we're asking for 2 points of communication is because sometimes when we send an email, not everyone receives it. So we're going to send you a message from our team within Facebook, and we're also going to send you a message via email depending on which one works best for you. But again, it's absolutely for free. Feel free to save your spot. We go live at market open, but I want to make sure that you guys are aware that I'm going to be going live 15 minutes before the market opens to make sure that everyone's ready for the live trading. So again, that's going to be that first link in the description. If you guys want to join our free Facebook group, we are the largest one out there for those who invest in the stock market. We have a little bit over 192,000 members. We would love to be a part of your success, and that is the second link in the description. If you guys want to be able to watch me trade live every single day, click the third link in the description to learn more about the Learn, Plan, Profit lesson library. Again, if you're going to attend our free live trading session tomorrow, I would encourage you to become familiar with the Learn, Plan, Profit course has to offer, but maybe wait until tomorrow to see what it's like, to get a taste of what you could experience every single day. So I hope I earned your thumbs up in this video. I hope that some of the topics and best practices that I covered today can act as a positive catalyst for your success. Let me go ahead and move this right on over. But yeah, continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. I hope you guys absolutely kill it today, lock in profits, manage that risk, make someone smile today, learn something new. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.